I personally think that when you look at the company itself and you look at how dope it's been, you look at the expansion it's doing in the global markets, this is literally the stock of the decade for me personally, and I think you agree. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 12 of the Bag Talk Show. Today's going to be a crazy episode because we're going to be diving into our picks for 2022, what our strategy looks like, so you guys can follow along maybe and just take some lessons, right? Yeah. So basically, today we're going to talk about not only our strategies, but we're actually going to tell you legitimately what we believe in, right? Yeah. So, Terrell, let's just talk to them about your strategy for 2022, bro. Like, how do you go about picking your stocks and your crypto?
Yeah, for sure. So me, I would say I'm more of like an opportunistic investor.
Okay.
Like, I'm kind of somebody that waits for the market to be at its weakest point before I strike. It's like a shark waiting for its prey in the water. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. So, question, right? Because I'm someone who's similar, I would say, but I also follow a passive approach, which I'll explain in a bit. But why do you not invest, I guess, on a monthly basis, right? Why do you not use that strategy as much?
Yeah, so it depends on the state of the market. So I will be on more of a passive approach when it's a stable market. You know, but for the market we've had in 2022, as you've seen, it's been down a lot.
Right.
You know, we've had to deal with, obviously, like Russia-Ukraine situation for a minute. You also have inflation at 40-year highs. You have interest rates rising and everything else that's going crazy, supply chain issues, right? So the market's been reacting to it severely. Yeah. That's when I kind of just wait for great price points before to put my money into it. Okay, that makes sense. Like, so I as I said, right, I would say I'm pretty similar in the sense that, you know, you take advantage of low points for crypto market or the stock market in general, but I follow an approach where I invest in ETFs that I have chosen on a monthly basis, and crypto that I like on a monthly basis. And then obviously, as you said, right, when times are low, and obviously in 2022, times are pretty low right now, I invest in the market or more heavily in the market, right? So that kind of explains our strategy. So you have a mix of both, right? Like, you don't have to just be opportunistic, you don't have to just be passive. You can get both in your portfolio. Yeah, like, exactly. Just depending on the market you in, you could switch back and forth. It's like a boxer switching between like southpaw and, like, you know, just a standard stance. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how it is. Like I said, in a more stable market, then I'll become more passive. I'll start tapping back into my ETFs a little more. That makes sense. But if I see something like Bitcoin at severe lows, I'm gonna allocate way more of my money into Bitcoin than I would like an ETF. Okay, so in terms of that, right? So now let's talk about our picks. So we're gonna start with stocks, and then we're going to go into crypto. Yeah. So I'll let you kick it off for stocks. What kind of stocks are you looking at right now? What do you have in your portfolio? What's that looking like? Yeah, so, I mean, you can never go wrong with Apple. I like, and we'll get into detail on these things in a little bit. But like, just to name off a few, like Apple, Microsoft, you know, Square. That's my baby right there. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We love Square, PayPal, and we doing ETFs in here too, right? We do the stocks. Yeah, so ETFs, I like VOO. Same things we feature on the channel. QQQ. And I think you like the semiconductor one as well. The semiconductor one, SMH and SOXX. Okay. Either one. I kind of will allocate between each two. Like, it depends on the time. I'll go between SMH and SOXX. I got you. Yeah. So in that sense, I think what I like to do is basically similar, right? So the four individuals that he named, I'm on board for that as well because I think those are great companies. And then let's just talk about the news and why we do think they're great companies. So when you look at Square, obviously we know which is now called Block for those who are new to it. Right. Yeah. That's why you're new to it. That's what I'm saying. Like, we've been there. You know what I'm saying? We're true to the game. As simple as that. Yeah. So let's just talk about Block, right? Obviously they're a fintech company. We love fintech. We think it's a future. Fintech is financial technology for new people, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, it's good. But basically, you know, we talked about this whole movement. We talked about digital currency. We talked about China. We talked about Russia. Obviously, we talked about the United States of America as well. So we know everything's going digital. So fintech obviously plays a huge part in that. Now, with Square being so heavily involved with crypto as well,
it just adds to why I think it's such a dope company, right? Obviously, you're expanding in Australia with Afterpay. They have Spain expansion going on as well.
Yep.
So
point of sale systems in Spain.
Exactly. So I think that's why I personally think that when you look at the company itself and you look at how dope it's been, you look at the expansion it's doing in the global markets, this is literally the stock of the decade for me personally. And I think you agree.
Yeah, for a fact.
Exactly. So I think that's why it's so dope. Then you got PayPal, which is pretty similar, right? They obviously had the partnership with Amazon we spoke about. Their balance sheet looks really healthy when you look at it.
They're proven. They've been around for a long time, proven. They've made it through different market cycles.
Exactly. And on top of that, honestly, look at their charts and look at how low they are right now. It makes sense to dive in if you're willing to ride the volatility, right? I think that's the biggest piece on both of these companies. But they're great buying points, I would say.
Yeah.
So talk about, so go ahead.
Yeah, and I was going to also add in, you got to look at leadership. Something we talked about in the video, How to Pick Stocks from Rookie Mondays. It's on the channel. Something we talked about is leadership. And I know we are both fans of how Jack Dorsey has led Square or Block. He could be a little outspoken at times.
Yeah, for sure.
Some people might not like, but what I like is he's so innovative. Every time we look into Block, what they're doing something new. You know, and he's heavy into crypto. We're crypto believers.
Right.
He's a huge Bitcoin believer. He's trying to bring mining capabilities to average people like us. Through his app. So
I think that piece is amazing. And on top of that, they obviously are getting involved within the teenage space as well, which adds possibly 20 million new users to their overall system and the user base, right? So that's, I think, really cool. But in terms of Apple and Microsoft, you want to dive into why you like Apple so much? I think we all know, but just to add to it.
Yeah, I mean, Apple, you got to look at what they offer. First of all, they're in so many different industries all at once. You know what I mean? So they have so many different moats or like competitive advantages. If you look at their wearables, we got like the Apple Watch. We got AirPods. We got they're in Beats. They bought Beats.
And the AirTags.
The AirTags, right? Their wearable business is a $30 billion per year.
That's crazy. That's crazy. When you just think about it for a sec, that number is huge.
That's huge. That makes them a Fortune 100 company off wearables alone.
Yeah, mind you, he's old. As I said, wearables. We're not talking about laptops. We're not talking about iPhones. We're not talking about anything in that world yet.
Exactly. And they're actually anticipated to bring in, projected to bring in $50 billion per year on their wearables in the upcoming years.
Right.
Which will make them like one of the best companies ever if they were just a wearables company.
You're right.
Alone.
So I think in that sense, that just speaks to credibility. And we already know what Apple's been doing over the last, 10 years, 20 years. They've proven themselves to be a great company. So that's why those three make the most sense in terms of having good stocks in your portfolio. Now, when you look at Microsoft, we spoke about this on our first episode, I believe. Literally, our first episode. We talked about how their partnership with CVS is going to launch them to a different standard because they're getting involved in the health sector.
Just like Apple, by the way. Apple's involved with health. I know y'all see that on y'all Apple devices, but continue.
No, that's a fact. And then you also have the fact that Activision, right? So if Microsoft is actually able to acquire Activision, which is a gaming company, right, they get into the metaverse space. Because that's what they're trying to get into at the end of the day.
Game changer.
They already run the corporate world. Like if you look at your mouses, your laptops, your keyboards, your monitor, it's all Microsoft, bro. Like Skype. Microsoft Teams. Like, just think about all that. We were having a debate before we started this about Bron and KD, and I was like, don't even put KD in that category of, Apple or Microsoft. It's really Jordan versus LeBron when you compare Apple and Microsoft.
Yeah, because I said Apple is Jordan.
Yeah, I said Microsoft is Jordan.
And I was trying to say Microsoft is LeBron,
but notice how we both said we're trying to compete for who is Jordan because Jordan is the GOAT. If you think LeBron's the GOAT, you can just turn the channel off.
That's a fact. If you think LeBron is the GOAT, honestly,
I'm
never
not
tune in again.
Yeah, I'm not even worried about you. Speaking of tuning in, now I'm playing. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the video. Also, make sure you hit that little notification bell because we do drop
2 videos a week.
Exactly. So we want you to know when we're dropping the videos so you can check them out and like them. Once again, like them.
Yeah,
but no, that was a debate that we were having earlier. So it just shows how obviously, you have the 2 best players on your team when you're starting a team like LeBron and Jordan. You're going to want that, bro. Facts. So why not have the 2 best companies? They're great.
Yeah, I mean, Apple was the first company that hit a $3 trillion market cap.
I hate when you bring that up because, they did it, but, Microsoft's right there. You know what I'm saying?
Microsoft is behind them. Just so
right now. It's
been that way for a minute. I ain't gonna lie.
It's actually projected to hit $3 trillion in the next 4 months because they announced in December. Cute. That's cute. That's crazy. In December, they said that they're going to hit $3 trillion in the next 6 months. So it's
That's what's
March
up. Apple
now.
already hit that. Just so you know.
That's
say
that's fine. That's fine. When you guys get involved in metaverse, then come talk to me.
All right, we got Apple Cars coming out.
That's fine. Coming out.
Okay,
it's the
Metaverse
future.
ain't here yet.
And Metaverse is actually here already.
If I'm talking from Microsoft's case.
Because they haven't bought Activision yet. Once they buy it, it's going to be a different story.
Right. Once we get our Apple Cars popping.
You guys are working on it. We've already made this submission. We're acting like we're CEOs of these companies, by the way. Sponsor us. Sponsor us.
When you own shares of companies, you're an owner. So
that's fair.
You're a part owner. I own Apple.
That's fair.
Real life.
Yeah, we're about to go on like a double date. Like, yeah, you want some Microsoft Apple, bro?
Yeah, word. Like, I own Apple. He owns Microsoft. What's up?
Now we're about to scare them away. But that speaks to the individual stocks, right? Now, in terms of ETF world, I know you already explained it. So I said I invest in ETFs on a monthly basis. So we actually talked about it in the group chat today because I asked you guys about the international markets.
Facts.
So basically, I like to have a diversified portfolio when it comes to ETFs, but not too crazy of a diversified portfolio, if that makes sense. So I do like the normal, S&P 500. So I use Fidelity. So I use the Fidelity version of it. And then also the total market, which is the same thing as VTI, just a Fidelity version. But then I also have QQQ because I love NASDAQ, right? I think technology is going to be amazing. So that's what I invest in when it comes to ETF world.
Yeah.
So that just to cover that and give you guys some basis to understand, where we are putting our money. Because once again, we're just not telling you this stuff. We're literally telling you because we do it ourselves.
Exactly. Yeah.
So let's just now get into what you guys have been waiting for, probably the crypto space. I'm just gonna say very easily, I'm very vanilla when it comes to the crypto in the sense that I believe in it very heavily. I'm huge into the space, but most of my portfolio is within Bitcoin and Ethereum because I think those two are just gonna be the top.
Yeah. And of course, same here. We always, investing in the top two in any asset class, any space
it's literally Jordan and LeBron, bro.
Yeah,
that's what it comes down to.
It's an undefeated formula. So of course, Bitcoin, Ethereum. I'm also interested in and invested in Decentraland because we're believers in the metaverse. We know that that's a big part of the future. And
absolutely.
And if you look at it, currently the top two metaverse platforms would be Decentraland and Sandbox.
Yep.
I've been in Decentraland early, so I just continue to allocate towards that. Sandbox popped off a little bit later. So you got Decentraland, XRP.
Yeah, he's been trying to get me on XRP for a minute now. I did listen.
For real, now you definitely listen, and they've been fighting that case with the SEC for those who know, and God willing, it works out because
for those who don't know,
moon ship.
For those who don't know, XRP is Ripple. That's what he's basically saying when it comes to this, right? Because we always say Bitcoin and Ethereum. I think you guys already know those. But just to say XRP is Ripple, which you probably heard of. It is what, top 10, top 15? It's
a top 10.
Yeah. So there we go. Continue.
Always.
My fault.
Yeah, now for sure. And they're making actually great progress with that case. It looks like they're going to win out. And when they win out, XRP going to have us on the moon. For real. Yeah.
No, I can see that happening because I think it does have great technology. And then even that part, one thing I was actually listening to very closely, the news on Chainlink. I think that's a great coin as well.
Yeah.
Shout out to Josh if you're listening to this right now, bro. We had a great conversation on that, and you opened my eyes to it because I know you're big on Chainlink too, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, huge believer in Chainlink.
So I think the technology is pretty dope. It's Oracle, correct?
Yeah.
So speak to that piece a little bit to explain that.
Yeah. Chainlink is like a huge Oracle network, and oracles are basically how you get real world data to the blockchain. All right, so what do I mean? There's smart contracts on a blockchain. A smart contract is a contract that executes itself via code. So
literally smart.
Yeah, it's a smart contract. Exactly, It's smart. You don't even need a middleman anymore. Right? So for example, if I set up a smart contract where it's like every time LeBron scores 30, Hanu has to send me 30 Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's honestly one of the best analogies here is like FanDuel and DraftKings when you think about it. Like the apps itself, when you look at Chainlink, tell me if I'm wrong here, but basically when you're using these apps, you want to get real life data, right? You don't want to, LeBron gets a bucket, you don't want to just be in there, did he score 27 yet? I didn't score 27, so I get my $500. Okay, you want to get that real life data, so you wait for Chainlink to actually transfer that data over. It's literally communicating between the softwares and getting you that info.
It's the bridge.
Yeah, exactly. It's middleman, bridge, whatever you want to say it. So that's why we think Chainlink is so dope, because not only is it betting apps, but you use it for even the stock market. Like when you have those ticker symbols, that's where you're going to be using that technology.
Weather data as well.
Yep.
And Yeah, like you said, sports updates. You already said that.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, it's just about getting real world data to the blockchain, and Chainlink will be the vehicle for that.
Exactly.
And so that's huge because that's everything. And then also you could look into like Polkadot interoperability between these different blockchains.
Yep.
You could look into Cardano. Cardano.
It's like a competition, right?
It's competition in Ethereum, but how you feel about the state of Cardano right now?
Personally, I'll be honest with you guys. I got out of Cardano. I don't believe in it as much as I used to. If Nair, you're watching right now, you're probably having a heart attack. But that's our man. So shout out to you, bro. But I don't think it's as, I don't think technology is as good as it was before, or it was brought up to be. Because the more you learn about it, the more you're like, okay, yes, it's competition to Ethereum, but competition to Bron is always going to be competition, right? Like you're still going to be only competition. Yeah, you're going to be little bro at the end of the day. So that's why I got out of that piece. I'm not investing in them anymore.
Yeah, I got out of Cardano as well. We actually got out around similar times. The thing is, I'm thinking about getting back in. Because Cardano's been at great prices, so I'm like, but I don't know. We'll see.
You're thinking about it.
I'm just thinking about it, but it's something people could look into. Is all I'm saying.
Gotcha.
We talked about Chainlink. Brought up Solana on the channel already.
Yep.
Solana is competition to Ethereum as well. Avalanche is competition to Ethereum as well. So those are some platforms you could look into.
Yep.
For some decentralized blockchains.
Got you. So that basically covers up, our picks for the stock world, for the crypto world. Now you know our strategies. So at this point, you basically know what we're doing, right? Like I know I got on a call today actually to talk about certain things about strategies and how we go about things. So honestly, this is it. We're not really hiding anything from you guys. Like it's all out there for you to, take and just follow at the end of the day if you want to.
Yeah, when we grow, y'all grow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's bounce ideas off each other. In the comments, leave some picks that you guys are into.
Facts.
Leave some comments on the things that we're interested in as well. If you don't like it, if you do like it.
Facts.
Talk to us. We want to engage with y'all.
Tell us which one you like better, Microsoft or Apple. I'm actually very curious.
Need that.
You know what I'm saying? So I definitely need to know that piece. Also, just to put this out there, remember, these are our picks. Like, you don't have to follow. We're not your financial advisors. We're just your financial tutors, just so you know that.
And if you notice, we pick great, credible companies.
Yep.
We're not talking about, this penny stock could launch to the moon.
Yeah.
We're not trying to do that.
We're not broke boy.
Broke boy, if y'all follow our Instagram reels. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you're investing in credible companies because we know over the long term they win out.
Yep.
Period.
Exactly. So now that we know that, now you guys know our picks, our approach, our strategy. Let's talk about some current news because we always like to put that in the channel so you guys are aware of it. So when we look at the current news right now, you want to tell them what's happening with Russia and the whole, coin situation there and, currency to U.S.?
Yeah. The ruble, after all this Russia turmoil that's going on,
Yep.
the ruble, which is their currency, is now worth less than a penny.
Yeah, I was going to say it's less than a penny.
Dollar.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it took a big hit because I think it was all the sanctions, right? It was like all the sanctions, all the different stoppage, basically.
Yeah, all the sanctions made their currency worth less than a penny compared to U.S. currency, which is crazy. And their interest rates actually they actually range between 9.5% to 20%.
Yeah, I saw that too. And it's crazy because when you think about it, your your currency is going down while your interest rate's going up. That's a terrible, terrible combination. That just is really bad because obviously that's going to make Russia reevaluate. Like, do we really want to go to war right now? Do we really want to do this? Once again, prayers out for everyone in Ukraine and Russia. Hopefully y'all are okay. But that's the financial side of things.
Bro, financially, praise out to them. 20% a year as the interest rate?
Yeah.
20% a year?
1/5. Literally, think about that. 1/5.
That's all right, yeah.
That's terrible. To move on to other current news right now. So we do have certain things that happen that you guys can be expecting this week. So we talk a lot about that on the channel about interest rates going up, maybe 0.5%, 0.25%. How is that going to play out? So Jerome Powell is actually expected to speak on this. And he's going to let you guys know. At the time of this recording, he has not spoken, but he will speak on this on Wednesday, I believe.
Yeah.
So he speaks on it, and I think you agree on this. If he announces some interest rate hike, it's going to have a negative impact on the stock market. You're going to see people reacting to it poorly, and watch out for his tone as well, because if you notice, when he's speaking, the stock market's fluctuating.
That's a fact.
And the crypto market as well.
Yeah.
So that's something to look out for. We have the job report coming out as well on Friday. So you're going to know if, we actually had an increase in unemployment or we had a decrease in unemployment, which is huge because the market's going to react off of that as well. And then you have Biden speaking on Tuesday talking about the state of the union, right? Like, how are we doing as a country? Are we going to be okay? Everything going on in the world right now, he wants to address it and just come out and say what's happening.
Yeah. And then, I know we talked about last week, Biden was supposed to have the talk about the cryptocurrency regulations, bringing out a CBDC. That got pushed back due to the Russia-Ukraine conflict.
Of course.
And I also wanted to mention did you see how China is threatening up to 10 years in prison if their citizens transact with cryptocurrency?
I didn't peep that. No, what happened?
Yeah, well, I was saying they announced that they're threatening up to 10 years in prison.
I didn't know that actually. I didn't know that.
The Chinese citizens.
See, that's the thing. Like when you're a part of, and this is like not even throwing shade at different countries, but like that's why I'm super happy to be in America because like we do have that liberty to kind of do what we want.
Exactly.
Even though we like freedom of speech, everyone says it's not the best thing in the world. It does allow us to at least say what's on our mind and do what we want to do.
I co-sign, bro, heavy. And even speaking of crypto and like the use case for it.
Yeah.
Yo, this Russia-Ukraine thing, you saw how over $15 million worth of crypto has been sent to Ukrainian wallets to help with the war.
Yeah, I didn't see. That's what I'm saying. I didn't know that as well. So when you think about it, there's a lot going on, and I'm learning from you, just like you're learning from us. So that's why it's super important to even stay on top of the currency.
Yeah, it's way quicker than bringing currency the way we used to. It take multiple days to get money over. You could get Bitcoin over to people in Ukraine in 10 minutes. So they've been raising money to help people in Ukraine.
That's why I keep on saying this digital world that we're going in, and the digital currency, the peer-to-peer lending, is taking over. Like we saw it about 5 years ago when it came to Venmo, when you went out to brunch. I always bring this example up.
Yeah.
That was just the start, bro.
Facts.
Like they're going to be doing this in large sums. We're not talking about, send me 50, send me 75. We're talking about send me hundreds of thousands of dollars.
That's a fact. And if you're talking about legitimacy, the Ukrainian government is the one who put out the wallets for you to send it to. They're like, send it to these wallets. Send your Bitcoin here, that's the Ukrainian government.
Yeah.
Come on.
So you already know if they're getting involved, what's going to happen with the future in terms of other countries doing their own thing too.
Yeah.
So it's only a matter of time. But that basically sums up everything we want to talk to you guys about today in terms of our picks, our strategies for 2022, current news, things that you should be aware of that's coming up right now. Definitely keep an eye on it because so far everything we talk about, it's obviously happening. We've
been right a lot.
Yeah, honestly.
We've been right a lot.
In the most humble way possible. That's really what it is. But make sure you tune in to Monday because we're going to be dropping another Rookie Monday episode, which we're super excited about. We're going to be talking about crypto, so make sure you check that out. But we're going to check you out then. Oh, damn, I messed that up.
All right, we're going to have to check y'all out. We're going to have to check y'all out later. All right, so tune in to us on Monday. We'll see you then.
Peace.